Hey, YouTube, it's another perfect day in God's country. Let me put some clothes on here. Thank you for taking a minute out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins, for a moment of truth. Today, I want to talk about bad news, good news. There's all kinds of bad news out there, hey? Nothing but bad news. Well, Lucky going to show you how to turn bad news into good news, because most of these stories that seem like bad news have pretty good news to go along with them. The first piece of bad news we got to discuss is we lost Ivana Trump at 73 years young. Wow, is that sad? That's really bad news, folks. We will no longer get to see Ivana Trump. That's bad news. The good news is the dude who played the character known as Ivana Trump is still alive and well and just has arthritis in his ankles and can't walk in high heels anymore. Even better news is he now identifies as a mouse and has been doing well and living happily ever after. So there's good news to come from that story, folks. The bad news. Wow, we had quite an event down there in Texas full of bad news. I mean, the very first police officer to walk into the active shooting environment had a bullet graze his hair, and he spent 20 minutes trying to figure out what happened to his hair there as he was retreating and letting people be massacred. The good news is he had just had a haircut, and thank goodness, because he would have surely sustained some severe hair injuries. So that's good news. So kudos to him for just getting a haircut and saving some hairs. The bad news for these police officers, one of them was caught sanitizing his hands in the hallway while people were being massacred. The good news, he did not get the coronavirus at the event. The bad news, one of the police officers was caught text messaging while people were being massacred, and that's really bad news, especially for police officers. But they flipped that around and made it good news. Turns out one of the victims being massacred was his wife, and that's really bad news. But the good news is he was thinking fast. His last text message was, "Honey, what's your PIN number?" So there's good news. I guess she might have responded. Oh man, the bad news, another mass shooting in Indiana. The bad news, another mass shooting in Indiana, followed up by some good news as a good, hardworking armed citizen solved the situation quickly and acted as a hero. Unfortunately, this one is followed up by more bad news. Is the American populace is now so dumb they can't realize that they're being played, and that they just can't realize they're being played. Oh my goodness. Ask yourself, who can I help today? And most importantly, stay true, y'all.